This episode has been brought to you by Boiled Water, the cheap man's tea. So this is for season 44, episode number 10, maybe 11. Too lazy to look that up. Probably should, but it's alright. Who cares? Point is, this is my Saturday Night Live review of the episode, which was hosted by James McAvoy, musical guest Mac Miller. That's probably not right, though. Is it Mac Miller? I don't care. I don't really pay attention to the musical guests. I don't know. Maybe that's what's... This video right here is probably why I'm not getting on Saturday Night Live. But anyway, let's get to the cold intro. So, cold intro, all right? Once again, political. So I had to do some Google site search references. So, I probably will post, edit clips so people can see the character work if they're interested. However, it's as simple as YouTubing them. That's what I do, mostly. I know I gave credit to Google, but they own YouTube, right? So we're all good. So we had a Tucker Carlson. Well, Tucker Carlson is a political commentator with his own show. So I looked him up. And as far as I'm concerned, Moffat, you did good, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it was all about that tie with the the red and yellow stripes on it. I noticed that guy wears that tie. I was cracking up. So, Moffat, you did good, man. I mean, I personally think I could do better, but I'm not on the team yet. And that's no discredit to you, Moffat. It's just he's a pretty simple guy to impersonate. So, you know. And then you went into Judge Janine, which is, once again, Cicely Strong. Nailed it. I mean, that lady's a character, though. I can't believe she's real. It's so fucking crazy to me. Oh, this is an 18 and over post, because I said fuck. Said it twice, now it's NC-17. Who cares? Then it went into Wilbur Ross, who I had to look up as well. And that guy is a fucking character. I can't believe these people are real. Now I understand, in a way, why they do it every week. Just to show people. They're barely impersonating at this point. So this Wilbur Ross guy, Kenan nailed it. I mean, once again, not to say I couldn't. I think I could pull that Wilbur Ross. He looked like a pretty interesting, simple old man. Well... I could, I swear. So, then you had that. Wilbur Ross is good, though. Which led into Steve Martin, which was awesome. Didn't see it coming. I really enjoyed Steve Martin's portrayal of, okay, I didn't write it down. I don't know why I didn't write it down. It's the dude Stone. His name's Stone. How could you forget Stone? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I looked up that guy. I've seen a couple interviews from him. And I have to say, I don't know if Martin was, I think I need to give more credit to Steve Martin as a character impersonator, because I believe that he nailed it in a lot of the caricature, like the way that guy behaves. The Nixon one, that was easy. But I'm talking about the style of talking he did. Anyway, this is feeling a little too descriptive for a review, right? I'm getting a little too critical, so let's speed this along. So we go into the host's dialogue, okay, after that. The host was James McAvoy, which was cool, man. James McAvoy is a really neat, really established actor. He's been in quite a few things. Breakable was his most recent one, or excuse me, Glass, which was like a collaboration from a few movies, which I haven't seen because, whatever. It's Shyamalan. He ain't going nowhere. But I really enjoyed hearing the brogue. Like, McAvoy, mad respect, bro. Using the brogue. Even Ewan McGregor, which brings me on the Ewan McGregor part. So saying, Ewan McGregor, I'm not Ewan McGregor, that kind of stuff. I thought that was pretty cool, except for one thing. It fell flat. And the reason why is Jonah Hill does the same thing, and there's a few other celebrities that do the same thing, and I'm not 100% certain whether or not that is actually because the writers write for the host. Now, I know the writers write sketches, maybe around the host, but I don't know if the writers write the host stuff or not. And I still don't know. So it might be one of those things. But he didn't have to go there, and he went there, and I felt that fell flat. But you know what? Who cares? The man wore a fucking kilt. That is so fucking awesome. James McAvoy wore a kilt on stage. I don't even know, but I think he might have been the first host ever to do it. And I thought that was phenomenal. And I also enjoyed the American hot dog. It's kind of like a throwback, in the acting world, where they teach everyone about how Americans sound. Always Philly, Boston for some reason to get the American accent. Fuck them, man. I'll be all down big by Virginia. Like Virginia? Yeah, you get it. But either way, so then that led into the Virgin Hunk. Virgin Hunk. clever, right? So I don't watch ABC's Bachelorette. I don't watch ABC's Bachelor. I don't watch Bachelor Island. I don't really watch any of that. So what I've seen of it, I can get the general idea. You know, when you meet up, you have the rose giving, stuff like that. And it's been on for years and years, so I get the general idea. Now, what I did enjoy about this sketch was a few things, which I'm going to lead to directly. So I'm just going to explain. So the host himself, McAvoy, is just a host, right? But then the character work, which what led through. So you had Cicely, led to McKinnon, led to Heidi Garner, which is my first thing I'm going to bring up. I felt like the Vagina Virginia joke was unnecessary. I really do. I feel like it was probably filler at the last second, and if it wasn't, I feel like it was just kind of like too on the nose, really, you know? And then that leads to 80, who was her character was pretty silly, you know, talking about dry humping. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I had a backed up load, bro. You know, like it was good. It was good. It wasn't the best of the night, but it was definitely good. Which led to Vanessa coming in. And then that was fun because Vanessa I hadn't seen in a minute, you know. Well, it's the first sketch of the night, so. Then it went to Iggo, which was fun because okay, so I don't watch the show, but I generally follow pop culture to a general extent. So I get the idea what she's joking about, but I liked it. So he made a joke, what they talk about, I couldn't pronounce her name, couldn't remember it. Even if I tried, I'd be considered racist. And then she tells him her name, which is something crazy. He's like, oh, I never would have got that. But then the best part will come right after that. She's like, you can just call me Katie. I like that. I'll call you Katie like that. But then she goes, but since I'm black with short hair. And so the black and short hair joke, I'm fairly certain, ties back to a Bachelor thing where the black chick got kicked off even though she was like the best candidate or some nonsense. I really don't care once again. However, the sketch overall was good. It went from that, and then you had that to, into, oofta. Excuse me. I don't know what's going on tonight. So it went into 80, and then 80 got kicked off by tossing keys, which I thought was fun. McKinnon tossed some keys, and she chased him. So that was good. So that was a good way to end it. It was a fun sketch. Really light. If anything, I'd say was probably the most, like, overall pieced together. It flowed very well. But that's not necessarily because the Glasgow one really went well, too. Which is what comes up next, right? We go from that one to... You got Mr. H, the teacher sketch, which was kind of neat to watch. Really enjoyed Chris Redd stepping up as a main person for that sketch. Chris Redd did good. I mean, you can't be picky about stuff, right? I mean, Chris Redd literally did good, you know. Pete Davidson in the background, just being Pete again. But, you know, he did good. They delivered the lines appropriately. I don't know if they have to retake. I don't know how bad of an actor they all might be. I don't think they are, though. For these pre-rehearsed ones that are filmed, you know. But the teacher Mr. H thing, the few things I was going to say is I enjoyed the little quip about, yeah, I'm a genius. No, you're going to say I'm a genius, right? I'm a genius. I wouldn't go that far. And then the 880 on the SAT, and then, like, the chime in from the back and all that good stuff. Like, hey, what do you know? Well, I know it's out of 1600, you know, stuff like that. It was fun. The only thing I wonder is, like, can they really get away with that? Making it, like, literally the teacher said he wanted shrooms at the end. That was how they ended it. He wanted shrooms. He just brought that stuff by just cuz. I don't know. I really don't. I'm not too worried about it. I mean, I haven't seen it in the news in the last week, you know, because this was last Saturday and it's, like, Thursday today, I think. I don't know. Shit's crazy, right? Brought to you by the second sponsor, non-sponsor. If you can't tell what it is, that's fine. But if you can, that's good too. However, this is my watermelon drink. So I'm going to mix this with this. And this is what we do when we don't have Coke. I'm just playing, right? It's a review though. What am I doing? What am I doing? This is for my updates. That should be on the review, right? You guys don't care. Nobody's watching. So the teacher one was good though. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought Chris Redd really stepped up. That was not bad. But Chris Redd stepping up really made me happy to see. Like he's definitely stepping up. And that's good. So then that let's see. That led into, so we did this one. Woo! Just like I'm Steve. Nah. I'm pretty sure that went into the Glasgow one, which was cool. It's Glasgow Airlines, basically what I was calling it, but not really. It's like Kylie Jenner's airplane people, but Kylie, thank God, is not on there. Um, I did enjoy this one. I called it fun with accents in my head because that's all it really was. Like, it was the main premise of it was airline, getting help from the airline, but it's Glasgow, so might as well sound like that. You get what I mean, though? No, not really though. That's mean. That's rude. Right. Well, that's a joke, isn't it? Who cares? Anyway, the Glasgow bit was good. You had Heidi in it. You had Mikey Day in it. You had Keenan as Clement, which I think Clement needs to make a come. There's got to be. If I was a writer right now, I would write Clement into another sketch immediately because Clement was so funny, so clever in subtle ways. But the best part about him, dude, Kanan with that mohawk, that thing was dope. He looks so fucking cool with that fucking mohawk. I'm telling you, you gotta check that sketch out just for Kanan alone as Clement. And tell me if you don't agree. Clement deserves to have another sketch. And then the punchline at the end was they ended up in Wales Airways. And so then you get Beck Bennett coming in, and he's like, you know what I'm saying, though. Wales accent's thicker than a Glasgow accent is what I'm getting at. Just like that. I mean, I'll be interested to see how this sounds on there, right? It was good, though. And then that was cool because then that led into the Leslie Jones rap, which I don't have a lot to say on this for a few reasons. But the main one I'm going to say, the main thing that I am going to say about it is I was happy to see it because I felt this season heavily that Leslie Jones, this might be her last season. And not because she's doing poorly, but because she wants to do something else. I don't know if that's the case. Maybe she's like Keenan. She wants to stay. But I definitely have to say, like, if this were a season to go out on, this rap, the Upper East Side rap, hands down, it was so reminiscent of, like, the raps that we got, you know, with Sunday, you know, Lazy Sunday, and Natalie Portman rap, whatever that one would officially be called. Reminiscent of when Sandberg was on. That's what I'm saying. And Andy Sandberg, you know, when he was on, there was a different flavor to these music videos and these things. And I'll mention that again when I get toward the end, because there is a little more to talk about after that. But anyway, I got nothing else to say. I enjoyed it, actually. Like, I really did. I think this episode had a lot of rapping for some reason. But then again, they've been doing a lot of musical stuff in the last 4, 5, 6 seasons. So, I mean, I'm cool with it. It's starting to grow on me a little. I don't know. Maybe when I move to New York and I'm going to actual musicals, I'll start being more inspired. You know. But yeah, it was well done. It was really well done. I really liked that one. I would recommend it. In fact, I would actually say, believe it or not, that's probably the best sketch of the night. Really was. And it's crazy to say that because I like Leslie more than most of my friends do, but I mean, I tend to find her to be more of a pleasant background. I don't enjoy her as much when she's the loud front woman. But that's me. But this Upper East Side rap was a lot of fun, and I never would have seen it coming, ever. And then you got Hut Hut Wipe, which was fun. You had 80 Bryant played in as the Hut Hut Wipe. Like another one of the commercial. You know, when they do the commercials and they watch the commercial and then they comment. So I don't have a lot to say on this. I gotta imagine it's incredibly difficult for the host, like for James McAvoy, to keep that Philly accent. But he did a damn good job, I feel, of keeping it. The tricks. Once again, going into the updates down instead of the review, but I'm just going to say this. Some of the tricks for accents is you have anchor words or anchor thoughts that allow you to carry the character and keep the accent, which is not easy to do, even within a 5-minute sketch. That's something I'm personally working on as well. But anyway, this isn't about me. It's about Saturday Night Live. So James McAvoy did a great job as playing like a Philly Eagles type, doing the type of accent with the Philly accent. You know, I don't want to say it was perfect because honestly, I don't think it was. But such a bad habit. But what I'm getting at is it was amazing because he kept it and he stuck it and he didn't stop, and his character charming. I like that. It was good. The other thing was Keenan's character with the long fluffy hair and stuff. Pretty funny, but totally was just him doing his Neil deGrasse. Which once again, you know, I know myself. I can only imagine. You only got so many things you can do. I find you playing a geeky guy who's like that, but he wasn't Neil deGrasse because his character was a little bit more crass than I would think deGrasse. I don't think deGrasse would be asking about panties, you know what I'm saying? But it was a good sketch. Well, you wouldn't know what I'm saying unless you watched it and then you're watching this review. But either way, y'all get the point. The point is, Keenan's character was very silly, but the main thing is McAvoy in this sketch nailed it because he kept his accent, which I think is not probably easy to do. Oh, also, Kate McKinnon played a character that I don't think I've seen her do before. I know she probably has, but it was literally like the SJW stereotypical white girl, opposite of white, really. Well, I should know I'm white and I'm guilty, like that kind of stuff. It was a lot of fun. That character was interesting. And Mooney was in it. Mooney was great. Mooney's just being Mooney. He's such a good, simple, silly, like, I love Mooney, but, you know, it's just being Mooney. It's really funny to watch, though. I mean, I imagine me and Mooney are very similar in a way. Like, I would probably be very similar to him, like, you know, when I'm doing it. But, yeah. I didn't really have much for that. Hot Pass was decent, but I didn't. It was okay. A lot of the sketches from this episode felt like they were team written, as opposed to a singular person writing a majority of the script and then another person maybe coming in and having comments about it, which is fine. But yeah, and also, like, I get it. I like poop humor. It's fun, but you know, he basically just described the Golgotha chick demon, you know, or anything along those lines. So, you know, but I do enjoy it. I did enjoy it. I think it was good. Which would, I guess, yeah, okay. So then that leads into Weekend Update, which I don't make comments on Weekend Update. I make comments on the things that happen in between or during Weekend Update. So in this case, it was nice not to see Pete. Couldn't help myself, right? No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Pete. You're fine. But you did get Chris Redd. Like I said, I would call this Chris Redd's best episode yet, maybe, because he was in so many of the sketches. No, seriously though, he did Soulja Boy, and I had to look up current Soulja Boy to see, and I would say Chris Redd nailed a few things about it, definitely. So it's worth a look-see. Like the fact that I don't know if like how the writing works as well when it comes to the character, if he's just performing as character. But the thing I would say is that I noticed that Soulja Boy actually says, "Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying?" Like that is like one of his things he says, and Chris Redd did not do that. So that I would add that he could have or should have or maybe in the future will do. But being the first to do things is totally fucking modern, like Soulja. Like the interviews I was watching, and that Gucci headband and those glasses, almost entirely every outfit, everything he had is totally what Soulja wears. So I do appreciate it, and I thought that was good, you know, in a lot of ways. You know, being first. I'm the first one. I'm gonna be the first one. Like, you know, that kind of stuff. So there's that. Oh, there was a decent quip on the host. They were talking about the UK banning upskirt shots or something, and they made a joke because McAvoy wore a kilt, and it's like a skirt. So, you know, it was a nice callback joke. I felt Yost nailed it. And that leads into Kathy Ann, which you can't go wrong. My only thing about Kathy Ann is I miss Moynihan, I miss Drunk Uncle, and I swear if you ever wanted to make a really obscure, nonsensical thing, you get whoever's writing the Kathy Ann and then probably most likely also Drunk Uncle stuff. You combine it together, you have Kathy Ann and Drunk Uncle make like a Funny or Die short. Because Kathy Ann and Drunk Uncle together just would be so fucking funny. So maybe I'll get that, maybe I won't. Who knows? But Kathy Ann was very fun to watch, as always. I have a friend on Fallout 76 who actually watches Saturday Night Live, and she couldn't stop laughing with Kathy Ann. She was Kathy Ann cracks her up. So Kathy Ann's got a fan base for sure, and it's nice to see her, you know, handling her sobriety well. What else? Well, I think that was it on that end. And then we go into... oh, we're almost done. Okay. So we got Pan-Tubness, I called it. But it's... so the old Narnia movie, James McAvoy, actually might have been one of his first bigger movies he did. So they brought his character from that. So he's like, you know, half man, half goat from Narnia. So they come in with that, and basically Cicely comes in first, and apparently she had Airbnb in England, found the actual closet, got to Narnia, traveled 5 hours in the snow, found Tubness, and then comes the next part. Once she's fawning on him, hey, that's kind of a fun unintentional pun. Fawn, because he's half goat. Get it? Maybe you don't. Maybe you do. Who cares? So anyway, then Kate McKinnon and Eddie Bryant show up. And they all have similar outfits, right? They all have like a very specific type of thing, which is led into a joke that he talks about the fact that a lazy Hermione. And then McKinnon, when I watched it the third time, because I do watch these sketches a lot so that I can actually take notes and try and like do something with it. McKinnon actually says like, "Oh yeah, frizzy hair, no spells." And I didn't catch that the first time I watched it with the whole lazy Hermione thing. But then frizzy hair, no spell. So I really enjoyed that. That was a fun one. And then the final part, like, it's cool. I get it. It's fun. But I get the feeling sometimes it's like you just can't think of something, so you just go with that, right? Or you're pushing the air coming up on Saturday, like, and then we know this one will work. But basically what I'm getting at is that the way they ended the scene is that Tubness is gay and has an affection for young schoolboys from England, apparently, because that's the outfit that Moffat had on, which is fine. I like the Turkish delights myself. They're very tasty. They are real. If you don't know Turkish delights, you can get them. Yeah, I'm saying too much too, huh? That's what you get for doing only one take, right? Well, we're hitting 21 minutes, so I better finish up. Mr. and Mrs. Johnson was another one that came through. So this one was earlier in the season. The Leaf Schreiber, I'm certain, and I'm not sure, but I think maybe in another one also. Essentially, what it carries around is these two overgrown man-childs, which are supposed to be kids. Obviously, it's just they're that way to me and to the viewer in a way because of the fact that they are adults. But they're playing child characters. They have oversized T-shirts to help with that, and tidy whities. Sure. So you get, Beck and Mooney coming down the stairs at some point. However, it starts off at the Super Bowl party. You got Keenan and 80 once again, which I'm starting to see a theme. I'm starting to see these group pairings. So Keenan and 80 are in a lot of scenes as partner couple lately. And then maybe the same thing also applies, though, to, Mike Day and Heidi Garner, which I didn't write down, so I really hope that it was Heidi Garner. I'm not going to lie, some of these players have been blending together. I think it's my brain, personally. It's nothing against them. Anyway, so 80 and Keenan's character had been in the previous one. So the new add-on was the host was the new husband to Cicely's character, whose kids are Beck and Mooney. And then you had Day and Heidi. I'm pretty sure. I hope it's those two. If I messed up, I messed up. I'm not gonna do another part 2 just for this one sketch. But they are the new people for the party from the neighborhood. So I almost wonder if they do the sketch again, if they're gonna have even more people, and then have it be this weird thing where people black out. And I haven't even talked about the sketch yet. I'm such a dope. No. Okay. So the sketch bases around these kids coming down and getting hosed indoors, and then breaking stuff. It's a fun, ridiculous, nonsensical, obviously Second City written type sketch. Period. That's it. Whether or not I enjoyed it, the hater inside comes out now and again. I just know I can do it. I can do it. I will be the best kid ever. Oh! That looked like a fucking fat retard, though, just now. Oh, yeah! Like Andy Milonakis. Dude, I gotta stop before I'm not even doing a review. I'm gonna have to redo it. Oh, I love myself. No, it was good, though. I definitely see Second City all over the place when it comes to the writing. And then that final one, oh yeah, oh God, I keep saying Mick Miller. I think that's not right. I hope to God I think that's the dude that killed himself. I'm fucked. I don't even know. Whatever. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm right. I don't know. Either way. I have no idea. The musical host, he was good though. I enjoyed watching it. I really liked seeing that the musical host threw it out to musical act, whatever. He threw it out. Like he was so happy to be on SNL. Like I don't know his art that well, but I definitely enjoyed it more than some artists I've heard on SNL for sure. And then anyway, that led in. They got the New Orleans sketch, which is the New Orleans, New Orleans, New Orleans. No, we come from New Orleans, and it was basically just playing off of, just the entire like you have friends that go travel somewhere unique, come back and act like and then they took it one step further, like, oh, it's a whole nother country. No, it isn't. And Keenan's character was actually from New Orleans, so they had fun with the New Orleans bit. Yeah, because Host and Heidi Garner come late to a party, which I guess was their own thing or something. And you had Keenan and 80 once again as a couple, and then you had Beck and Vanessa Villasenor as a couple who had a kid. Congratulations. No, but it consisted of a lot of things. Like the main thing is that they were just stupid. I felt personally this one mainly was maybe the worst of the night though. Maybe because it was the last one. Maybe because Heidi's still growing on me, but I'm not a huge fan of hers just yet. I mean, she does her job. That's the most important part. But it just felt dumbed down and very team written. And once again, like, so the dumb down, that's not a big deal. Dumb down, the whole point of doing improv comedy and sketch comedy is to dumb things down. You can't trust me. I may not know a lot, but I do know one thing. When you go over people's head, you go over people's head. And I have a tendency in my younger times and in general and even on stage improving to go way over people's heads, and it is not fun. So I don't mean any disrespect to the writers who wrote the sketch. And the same thing applies to the fact when I say it's team written. That's just, once again, what I was saying before. I believe that sometimes you have multiple heads on a sketch being written versus other times it feels more like one person wrote it and maybe there was another person in on it. But at the end of the night, I'm really not going to have any answers for y'all, my future audience, until I get there. When I get there, I look forward to reporting as much as I can within the means of my NDA, which I am more than certain exists in the world of there's no doubt in my mind. And NDA stands for non-disclosure agreement. If you're not aware, I don't mean to say that you wouldn't be aware, but it basically means you can't disclose information that's privy to your position or whatever your company. So there's probably a reason why it's very difficult to get information on getting on to Saturday Night Live. But yeah, that's it. My final thought reminded me a hell of a lot of the Liev Schreiber episode. And Liev Schreiber, yeah, it's another foreigner, eh? I love it. I'm seeing my Scotsman, my Irishman, and I'm seeing all my people that are going on the TV, huh? Woo! Income at Aaron and go broad, all that, huh? Well, I know Scotland's not Aaron, but whatever, same difference. They are. We know. They know. We know. Scots are different. Hey, we're Scots, huh? Well, now I'm just offending everybody. It's been fun, though. It's been a pleasure. I love y'all. I mean, this is more what I do on my updates. So, anyway, that's it. That was season 44, episode 10 or 11. I don't remember. I'll go back and check. It's been a really crazy life for me the last few weeks, which is fine. It's expected, isn't it? I wouldn't have it any other way, that's for sure. But I do love making these reviews, and I do intend to make more, and that was a lie. I don't love making them. They're so tedious. Watching episodes over and over, sketches over and over, rewinding to see specific part. Like, I could probably do 15 minutes on each individual sketch if I really wanted to. The only reason I'm not doing anything crazy like that is because, one, I only have six followers currently. And two, because I'm so ignorant that I know that when I get there, coming back to it, I'm going to be like, oh my fucking God. You know, like, oh my fucking God. No, like, I'll be just, I got to make sure I keep it clean is all. So I have fun reviewing, but I'm going to work on simplifying them. And I think that this is more about me just getting comfortable on camera also. But it has been fun to review for you. It was a great episode. I would highly recommend it over a few others from this season. But so far, so good. Doing all right. Season 44, I I'd say stronger than 43. Not as strong as 42. But we're doing all right. We still got like, what, 4 or 5 more episodes at least. They're taking this weekend off, which is why I'm taking full advantage to make these videos now, right? Should have been doing that every week that they aren't on. I should have been proving my point. But whatever. This is about SNL, not me.